Hi there, I'm Mike, and what I have for you today is some more Black Series. What I have here are the latest waves of the publication line. If you're not familiar with the publication line, these are figures that are comic-based usually, mostly, like 99%. Everything's comic-based. Whether those are Legends comics, like older Dark Horse comics, or newer, canon comics, it's all comics. And to do that, they do rely on reuse, but we usually also get some new stuff here. So here I have the latest wave, like I said. These are 3 figures that I have been looking for. Well, one of these figures I've been looking forward to in the line for a long time. The second figure is one that I've been looking forward to since we got the first version of this, and I'll get into that. And the third figure, I honestly don't really know why I got it. Let's just get into it here. Starting off with Mara Jade, because she is the one that I know my dad is looking forward to the most, and he sometimes watches my videos. So here we have the new packaging for Mara Jade. Now, the older packaging and the new packaging looks very similar. I actually really like these packages. I have them lining the back of my shelves because I think they look really nice. You see, we have the comic cover, or an image from a comic as the cover. On the side, we have more panels. On the top, we have more panels. On the back, we have a little image of the photo or the figure, because this is the first version of these with the new plastic-free packaging. And as of the recording of this, it's going away. So the people that didn't like it, you get that W. I personally, either way, don't care. I open my figures anyway. On the side, we have the nice Mara Jade with this nice artwork here. And then these open. Now, the old ones opened via Velcro. These do not. These have these little tabs, which are 100% going to break. And then we have the plastic-free packaging, what we're used to now. Now, it's a little silly opening this up and expecting to see the figure, and then obviously you don't see the figure. But I have to say, I do like this better than what they did with the droids, where it was just open, and I didn't like that at all. So I do like this a little bit better. You can see it says Legends down here, because as of right now, Mara Jade has not been brought into canon like Thrawn has. Maybe in the future, who knows? I mean, they could always bring her in. There's a 30-year gap in there. They could do it. It says here, Mara Jade was once Emperor Palpatine's hand, his most trusted assassin. 5 years later, and now a successful smuggler, the last thing Mara expected was to stumble upon her former archenemy, Luke Skywalker. And as you know, if you know her story, she eventually does marry Luke Skywalker, becoming Mara Jade Skywalker. She was basically an assassin. Anyways, we're going to just close that back up and put it here. And we're going to take a look at the figure. This is the whole figure. This is everything we get in the package here. I'm not going to go too into this because, as I said at the beginning, this line is mostly a line of reuse. And most of this figure is, in fact, reuse. It is the reuse of the Jaina Solo body, and then mixed in with a little bit of the previous version of Dr. Aphra, which I'll get into comparisons in a bit. But as it stands right now, I have to say, even though this is reuse, this is one of my favorite bodies of the Black Series. And it sounds weird and creepy saying it because it's a girl body, but it's the only figure that I know of that has this little cutout right here in the stomach, which gives her a nice extra little bend. Now, I've done a whole video on the Jaina Solo, so if you want to see my full thoughts on that, go watch my Jaina Solo video, and I'll bring her out to kind of compare it. But what I wanted to go over, obviously the head is brand new, and the head I think looks fantastic. She does have some pretty sharp cheeks, but it's fine. The hair is luscious and flowing, well sculpted, although it does sort of get in the way of moving it a little bit, but not too bad considering what it is. So she can move it around. Now, she does have these little scarf and goggles. I guess they can be removable if you take the head off, but they're not really meant to be removable. I do wish that she came with an alternate head, kind of to look like, this. It would have been cool had they given us something to kind of also mimic this. Instead, we get the gist, like the scarf is here, the goggles are here, but you can't do that. Moving down, we have this weird brace, and she has it here too, so it's not like it's out of place. But like, what's it for? It's just a back brace that goes around her shoulders. Like it should be like a harness or something, but it's not. I'm not gonna dog it too much, but it is a little weird. I mean, it looks cool, but you're like, what's the function here? I don't really know. There's not a lot of paint anywhere on here other than the face. There's a lot of molded details in the shirt and the pants that aren't painted, and that's because originally this was Jaina Solo's flight suit that did have some paint on it, and so they've just chosen not to paint it. Same belt. We have a little paint on the belt buckle, and that's about it. Maybe a little bit on the sides right here, which is kind of nice. And then here on the pants to make it look like, because this is attached. So there's that. And then there's no paint anywhere else. So a lot of unpainted plastic. Although what's neat about this is, these arms are from actually the Dr. Aphra, or at least the lower arms are. I think these might be new, but these are from Dr. Aphra. And I was like, oh, did they just not paint the gloves? But no, that's accurate. That's what that looks like. They did a good job, I guess. So it works out. So she doesn't come with a lot. I do wish she came with some kind of extra headgear, but she doesn't. She comes with the same blaster that Jaina Solo came with and Dr. Aphra came with. I don't remember what kind of blaster it is. It looks like a DL-44, but like a pre-evolution version if this was Pokemon. Like it's almost kind of there, but I know it has a specific designation. I don't know what it is though. It does fit nicely in the holster, as they all do from this whole mold. All the times this mold has been used. It also, it fits well in the hands. Or the hand, well, I guess both hands, but this one has a trigger on it. I got the fit earlier, and now I'm having trouble because it's on screen, so I'll cut this out. She holds the blaster, I guess once you finagle it. I don't know why I had so much trouble that time, but I didn't before. Anyways, I usually don't have her hold the blaster anyway. It stays in there. And then she comes with a lightsaber, and we have a nice purple blade. It is removable. And the lightsaber itself, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's just take this out. This right here is the Jaina Solo figure. Now this is one of my favorite figures in the entire line. I don't really like Legends, but there's something about this. She comes with an X-Wing flight helmet. She has a flight suit. The flight jumper part is fully removable. She has the lightsaber. She has the blaster. You can see it does fit the hand. I don't know why Mara's having such a problem. But what's kind of weird is I'm pretty sure these lightsabers are the exact same. Yep, exact same lightsaber. And it was one of those things. I feel like it's been a while since I've read the Dark Force Rising or Heir to the Empire, but I remember her using Luke's old lightsaber because that was part of the thing. Is they found it and they used his hand to clone, the thing. I was like, I need to get Luke Skywalker with the two U's, and it's really dumb. But I don't know. It's fine. But they just gave her the exact same lightsaber. She is the exact same figure with a different head, minus the little flight suit here. As you can see, that she's got lines that should be painted that aren't, and that's okay because she doesn't need it. She does have the little extra bits in the head, and that's it. But the same figure. I do wish, if they released this with a newer, updated head, I'd probably buy it. But I think for its age, this face actually still holds up. But this is not a Jaina Solo review, even though it kind of is a Jaina Solo review in a way, since they all use her body. All right, so since we're in the area, let's go ahead and talk Dr. Aphra. Now, Dr. Aphra is a newer Star Wars character. She was introduced, I think, back in 2016 or so in the comics. I did stop reading the comics eventually, but I did get far enough to, for her to get introduced. And I did actually review the first Dr. Aphra figure. So this is the second Dr. Aphra figure that we've made. And the first one is surprisingly worth a lot of money. It was, I think it came out in 2019, and it was just one of those figures that didn't get a lot of circulation. And her character is kind of popular. She's like an anti-hero, sort of Indiana Jones archaeologist kind of person, but she's not necessarily a good guy. So it's kind of fun, and she hangs out with 000 and BT-1, so they're kind of killer droids. Anyways, you have this nice comic cover, just like we did on the Dark Force Rising box. On the side, we have more images. We have a little Black Chrysanthemum right here. We just got a new figure of him shown off, which I'm looking forward to. And then, of course, we got another one on the top. On the back, we have the figure and then some more comic panels. And the same kind of thing as before. We have, opening it up, we've got the 3D render here, and then we have a little blurb on Dr. Aphra. It says, unpredictable rogue archaeologist, Dr. Is it Shelly Lona Aphra or Shelly Lona Aphra? I'm not entirely sure how you actually say it. It is one of the galaxy's most daring treasure hunters. Despite questionable morals and equally bad judgment, her luck hasn't run out yet. And you can see 000 right here, the killer protocol droid, which I've done figures for them as well. Anyways, same thing as before. It just closes back up like so. And here we have the figure. So she comes like this pretty much out of the bag box. It's the same thing. She does have a little blaster, and that's the only accessory she comes with. Although, even though she's wearing it, the headpiece is removable. And then I believe the scarf is too. So you can take all that off if you want. But the jacket, while the jacket's also removable, her arms are not. I mean, I guess they are. You could probably remove the arms if you want. But they just look like they have a jacket on. So it's not going to look very nice without it. And I don't know why they felt the need to release another Dr. Aphra. We already had one. This is it right here, and this is easily her more iconic look. Now, like I said before, both of these bodies are the exact same body as Jaina Solo. This is the exact same figure with some different arms. The arms are different, and that's the only thing that's different here. We have different arms, but the body, the head, I'm sorry, not the head, but the body and the legs, all the same. So, I mean, it kind of is what it is. I don't mind reuse as long as it's done well. And you know, it's a good body. If you're gonna reuse a body, why not reuse this one? But so then they just kind of took that and then they repainted it again. So we have the same belt. And what's weird about Dr. Aphra is her belt has a little nub for a lightsaber, which makes sense for Jaina Solo. It makes sense for Mara Jade. It does not make sense for Dr. Aphra. So it would have been nice had they given us a different belt, but it's not the end of the world that it has an extra nubbin on it to hang a lightsaber that doesn't exist. The face is a little different. Let's get in close here. The headpiece looks the same, but it's painted a little differently. But the face actually, maybe, well, let's get the hat off. Maybe is it not different? I feel like it is, but it might just be the paint. Both of these have digital face printing on them, but this is going to be a newer digital face print than this. And her lips don't look nearly as big as this, but I feel like maybe it actually is the exact same head. I thought it wasn't going to be, but it might be. The only real downside to this body, and I didn't mention this with Mara Jade, is it doesn't have the butterfly joints, because, and it would have been nice, the figure would almost be perfect if they had butterfly joints on these. So we have our girls here, the two new ones to the line. We've got Mara Jade and Dr. Aphra. Oops, I'm just knocking everything over. I'm trying to lower the camera here. There we go. So we got the new Mara Jade and the new Dr. Aphra alongside the Jaina Solo and then the old Dr. Aphra. If you missed the older Dr. Aphra and you really want one in your collection, this is a good one to get, but it's not as good as the original. I think maybe I like the face better. I will say that, but I do not, in person, in hand, I do not like this coat. We have a little bit of, detailing on it. Obviously, it's kind of a duster. So it's got this little shoulder kind of mantle piece. It's got some little detailing here, actually, in the arms. The arms are new. as far as I can tell. And they do have a decent amount of, bend. So this piece is new. The arms are new. The chest, the legs are not. And I think the head, I really don't think the head is new now that I've looked at them. I think the paint is just a little bit better on it. But I don't think the head is new. I could be wrong, but it just doesn't look like it to me. Those are the 4 girls that are all the same girl that are different girls. That's that. So those are 2 of the 3 new figures. Now it's weird, now that I'm going to get this set up, it's weird that we didn't get a 4th figure. I'll say that. The 3rd member of this new publication wave is Scar Trooper Mike, the 2nd of the Scar Trooper that we've gotten. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Now Scar Trooper figures are basically just stormtroopers. I do have the original Sergeant Creel to show, but we're going to take a look at this real quick. Now he's, of the 2, he's got the least amount of changes of the regular. No, they're based on the new Stormtrooper body, but he has the fewest amount of changes here. He does have a little paint on his chest because it matches what we have on the box here. So I didn't go over the box. Let me go over the box real quick, and that'll happen. We'll get into that. So this is the cover of, I don't know all the names. I think Misty. I think this is Misty, and I can't remember his name. I think they might do like a Wrecker. They're eventually going to release all of these guys, so I'm here for it. What this is these guys are based off of Bad Batch, and it's a weird, long, roundabout, convoluted story where the Bad Batch was created, but they got the Clone Wars got canceled, so they never got put in the Clone Wars. And then they took that idea and put it in the comics as stormtroopers. So all of these guys are basically loosely based on Bad Batch members and that whole archetype type system. And then eventually the Bad Batch got put back in Clone Wars and, eventually their own role. So it's kind of a weird, being your own grandfather kind of situation. But anyways, so we have Scar Trooper Mike. On the top, we have more pictures. Mike is the one, obviously, right here with the blue. He's the comm guy. He's kind of like Tech, I guess, if you're going to, put one. We got more pictures of Mike here on the back, what he comes with. And then we open it up. We got more here. Cool picture of Mike with his jetpack. It says Scar Trooper Mike is part of the Special Commando Advanced Recon Team, or SCAR, called SCAR Squadron, also known as Task Force 99, as opposed to the Bad Batch, which is also Clone Force 99. This tight-knit group is accustomed to operating on its own in the most hostile environments. So that is the... yeah, I'm not going to open these up too much because that little cardboard's not going to hold up. So anyway, we have Mike here, and I mean he's mostly just a stormtrooper body. That's it. It's just mostly just stormtrooper. Now he does have same thing with Creel. He does have this little bit, which is like a little communication bit. It's just molded rubber. It does have a little paint on it. He comes with a blaster, and it's the newer Stormtrooper blaster. The only new piece on him, other than this little bit right here, is the head. It's a brand new head. It's got a nice little walkie-talkie kind of system on there. Let me get real close. Ooh. There we go. We have the nice blue painted mask. This is supposed to be a flashlight up here, which is kind of cool. And of course we have that. And we have the little pattern on here, which I like. He's visually interesting. The other accessory he comes with is this jetpack. Now the jetpack is, let's say it's controversial at best. The jetpack, it does open, which is neat. We have some nice painting. The painting looks really, really nice. This is actually even reflective. It's almost like a sticker. I like that a lot. Very nice reflective painting on the back. Also some paint. Now what's different about this is this torso is the exact same. He doesn't have a hole. Like there's no jetpack hole. So what you do is you have to match these up with these indentations, or these have to match up with these indentations, I suppose. And it's not the best. It did take me a little while to kind of get used to it. And once you get it on there, it does stay okay in my experience. He has fallen over a couple times, or I've knocked it and it will pop off because, oh, it's actually on there pretty good right now. Yeah, it's actually on there pretty good. I'm not pulling super hard, but you can see I'm actually wiggling his chest and it's not popping off. So that's actually not bad. It stays on okay in my experience, but I know some people have complained with it not staying on at all. So we have Mike here, and of course we have to get him with Sergeant Creel, because why not? Like, this is the start of a new squad. And for me, as an avid Star Wars fan, as a Black Series collector, starting a new squad like this is fun. If you want to see more on Creel, I actually did a video on him when I looked at the last wave, because that's the wave that he was part of. So if you want to see more detail on him, you can, or my thoughts on him. But these two look fantastic together. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to get the other, 4 members of the squad? I guess it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 member squad. So 4 members of the squad. So yeah, looking forward to that. Where would I be if I didn't show off these two together? Luke Skywalker from Heir to the Empire. Now I've got, I've talked about this before as well. I've altered mine a little bit because I thought he looked a little too boring. I put Han Solo's jacket from A New Hope on him, and I put the Bespin Luke Skywalker belt on him. I think that looks a lot more fun. And then we've got the Jaina Solo. I think these look like a good pair. I really do. They look like a cute couple. What can I say? So that's it. That's my review of these 3 brand new figures that I just got this week from Hasbro Pulse. If you're into comics, I think these are all, really good pickups. The Scar Squadron guy, it's not too late to go back and still pick up the first one if you're looking for a fun squad of stormtroopers to pick up. Mara Jade, I think a lot of fans out there love Mara Jade. They've wanted her in the line for a long time. It's cool that we've got her. And then, of course, we've got Dr. Aphra. If you missed her the first time around and you really like her, this is a good, I would say it's a good second place prize. It's not as good as the first one, but if you don't want to pay those big bucks for that original one, this is fine. It's fine. So that's it for my video on the new wave of publication figures. What did you think? Did you pick any of these up? Are you looking to pick them up? You're waiting for sale? You're not interested? Let me know down in the downstairs area. I love to read and respond to comments when I can. I'd also love to take a moment and thank these people here for supporting me on Patreon at a Black Series level or higher. It means a lot to me that you guys still do this. It helps out the channel still, and it makes me feel really good about myself. And with that, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for getting this far, and I'll see you later. Bye.